I think so many of us about started bowling were just saying how every guest speaker really showed up, really was fantastic, lots of value to share. Let's go again today. First guest speaker is Aaron, personal branding, social media. Let's welcome him.
So we're just gonna dive in. No exercises or nothing like that. But I'm gonna cover personal branding, or why that's really important for growing a good fitness business. Yes, show of hands, who likes making content? Who do? Just one?
Depends.
Yeah, it depends.
Hard
So majority it's kind of one of those things. So I first starting out, you guys wouldn't really be able to tell, but I don't like being in front of a camera. I usually would prefer to be in a corner, very just to myself. So when I started a fitness business 5 years ago, it was from scratch, zero. I was working in an office. I never worked in a gym, so it's not like I transitioned to business or anything like that. So everything we've done, we've grown from scratch, and a lot of trial and error, a lot of making mistakes. So I wouldn't say that I'm an expert. I'm gonna give you guys just stuff that I've learned along the way and what's working for us now. But I'm a big believer that social media is like the lifeblood of your business. It's how you make money. It is how you're able to scale things and pay for expensive shit so we can all live like James one day. And so last year, we did not too bad. Last year we got about 15 million views. I have two main social media accounts on TikTok and Instagram. So we've got about just over 300,000 followers overall, and obviously that allows us to consistently make sales and try to grow our business. So I'm just going to give you guys what I've learned along the way. So a social media presence, it's really important. I know that we all like to focus on retention and systems and tracking and KPIs and sales calls and all this kind of good stuff, and it is important, but it all falls apart if you don't have any leads, right? And you can't get good leads if no one knows who you are, and no one's going to know who you are if you don't have a presence. I mean, certainly you could spend a lot of money on ads and try to make a name for yourself that way, but everything that I showed you in terms of stats is all organic, paid no money for it. So it's the most cost-effective way to go about growing, and it is really, really important for you to have a personal touch, a personal brand to stand out in the fitness space, right? I know back when I started in 2019, end of 2019, 2020, you could get away with posting a couple memes, infographics. Those were really big on Instagram. You can make some inroads. Now that won't fly, and the average consumer, they know what a calorie deficit is. They know how to squat. They know how to do a lot of things. They've been educated, so they need a reason why they're going to pick you, right? And it's not just because you told me what my workout should be or how to grow a bigger booty. It's why your leg workout, not his leg workout, and not his leg workout. They're all the same workout, so why should I pick you versus you, right? So that's why a personal brand, why your flavor, the way you talk, the tone, the way you edit your content, the sarcasm, the humor, the swear words, or the Bible verses, or whatever it is you bring to your personality has to come out. And I will say one of the biggest mistakes that I made for the first couple of years was being too filtered, being too I'm a business owner, I gotta be professional, gotta be prim and proper, and probably should kind of keep it in this box because I see too many other fitness professionals doing that. You just become a carbon copy. Right now, obviously, I was also worried about will I offend anybody? What my parents think? You're just always in your head worried about other people's opinions. And it wasn't until maybe in 2023 when I got really, really frustrated with Instagram, and I switched over to TikTok. And I was just I'm done just kind of following this formulaic type of content and putting it up, that I just picked up my phone and just started posting while I was pushing my son on a stroller. And then that is when I started to get there's a little bit more engagement, and it just kind of kept growing from there. But being yourself, it's really why your potential clients will pick you. So it's about being genuine, and it's about showing up as you are, and kind of in the place you are in life. So if you're balling, then you show that off, and you show like how much you're enjoying life and what that brings to you. If you are down in the dumps and you're depressed and you're feeling sorry for yourself, cool. I mean, don't be the person that cries on camera, but you know what I mean. Like you show the struggle, you show kind of what you're dealing with, because that makes you human. It resonates with the people that are watching you, and then we're like, hey, this guy, this girl gets me, or if they're in my spot too, they're gonna remember you, right? So it's all about being memorable. And how do we do that is, I'll obviously give you guys some like practical strategies, but it's something that I'm really passionate about, because I felt like my first couple coaches that I had, not James, but before him, it was just something that was like kind of a passing, just post. Yeah, you'll be alright. Just post. You'll be fine. And like he's like, well, who am I gonna DM if no one's fucking seeing anything? Like, how do I find these people? What do I do? How do I get it? So this is, I think, it's like the base of the pyramid, right? So it makes sales calls really easy. It makes your qualification process in the DMs really easy, because you're not getting a bunch of people that would. You're just like, well, it's a waste of time. It's not 100%, obviously, right? But it helps you just make everything else run a lot smoother, a little bit more predictable. So right now, I don't know how many of you guys know this. Do you guys know about the 7-hour rule? No. Yeah? Okay, so 7-hour rule is not something that's new. It's actually something from like the 1930s they figured out. But it means you have to have about 7 hours of engagement with a brand, a person, a thing, before you feel connected, right? So that's usually like 2-3 dates, right? In terms of personal people. It is a couple episodes in a series before you're like, wow, I'm kind of hooked to this like TV show, or so in our world, how many pieces of content is that? 7 hours before they're like, okay, I've hit 7 hours of Mark's content. Right? If you're only putting out like 30-second, 1-minute type reels or stories or whatever every couple days, that's gonna take you what? Like a year to like finally get that 7-hour person, like to get to that 7-hour mark, and have they consumed someone else's content before then? Like, have they reached that kind of like that tippity top, right? So being able to be in front of someone a lot more frequently, and obviously get them to really kind of binge your content or bite down into like what you do, is the name of the game, right? So it's no longer just one really good post. It was awesome, great edits, great lighting, great color, all that kind of stuff. And then like, I'm good, I'm gonna make money, it's great. It's a little bit more volume these days, or at least being able to give people a reason to be attentive to your content, right? So, is this making sense so far?
Yeah.
All right. So, one thing that I like to do, so you'll see I'm going through some, I think I gotta use this here. All right, so this is me, going through some live kind of stats, right? Just to kind of back up the whole 7-hour rule. As long as this video will scroll down, okay, I'm just gonna pause it. All right, so you can see here, right? I've got people watching me on a live for 25 minutes, 22 minutes, 22 minutes, 22 minutes, 16 minutes. That is what, for you guys, 16 reels they would have to watch in a row, right? Right now, it's gonna be a lot easier for me, number one, to build up a lot of trust and value with this group of ladies. And if I do that 5 days in a row, and I do that, 30 days in a month or 20 days in a month, I'm gonna reach that 7-hour mark a lot quicker. I'm gonna make a lot more sales, a lot more inroads than someone that's just kind of posting every now and then when they feel like it, right? So,
I just had a question.
yeah, go ahead.
So
is that particularly on that post, or does those analytics translate across all of your posts for that particular person?
No, so this is me going through lives, right? So after you do a live, Instagram obviously look a little different in terms of analytics, but after you go through a live, you can see how many views you got, right? This is diamonds and gifts. It's whatever. It looks like it. It's just like someone you can buy, stupid like cartoon hat or rose or whatever, and then they'll gift you something. Like I literally don't know where that goes or what to do with that kind of stuff. I don't know, but people will sometimes look gift you if they're like, hey, you answered my question. Here's a rose. Or it's stupid, but yeah. But this is in just one live, right? You can see the live I did. This is on the 16th of January. It lasted for an hour and 1 minute. This woman watched the whole hour. She was there for the whole fucking time. Now, I can also send my VA and be like, yo, your message her. That's an hour's worth of content. That's 30, 40 different pieces of smaller content that you guys would have to accumulate over time. But it's just like, I've gotten to that 7-hour mark, or I will get to that 7-hour mark a lot quicker with her, right? And so it just fosters this ability to get into people's brains a lot quicker, a lot more permanently, I guess. Yeah.
I got a question. When did you? So I started doing lives before on like a music page that I had before, and then because the camera was way over here, I couldn't read anything people might ask or say or do. So how do you combat that so you can engage with the audience?
So on TikTok, you can pull the questions up or pull the comments up to more of like a bigger. It'll like take over the whole screen.
Like on a laptop, you're doing this?
No, I'm doing this on my phone. If you have a Windows computer, you can stream on all the major social media pages, and then it'll be a separate window where all the questions will come up.
Okay.
So that's cool, but I do it all on my phone, and then just all the comments will just come up, and like you literally have to hold the phone and just like scroll through, and it's you literally just stop and you just answer questions, and that is the amount of clients that I've had that are just like, why'd you hire me? Why'd you pick me? I was on your live, and you answered my question. So when you stopped and you answered 5 people's questions in a row, and you gave us all great details, that's it. That was it. There was nothing like magical to it. I'd say no crazy call to action. There was nothing. It was just me literally answering a question, just like this. This is the brand. That's it. Like, so I know a lot of times people think branding is like this weird, like I've got colors and fonts, and that helps, Right? You can see like this is like a color we use all the time. It's like light blue, use purple, but that's not the brand. It's how I'm talking. It's kind of what I'm passionate about. I'm believing on tone of voice. This is what will define me versus the rest of you guys. Right? So, but anyway, I was just showing you some stats on like why, how easy it is to really generate clients and leads and
So it's funny, you guys missed it, but there was a lady under that Rochelle lady. Her name's Bev. She is like Aaron's #1 fan. Like so #1 that she sent sourdough starter to our house.
Aww.
Like this woman she loves him. She interacts with all of his content. She should be a coach at this point because she is so involved in our Facebook groups and stuff like that. And when you get people like that, even though and she knows what she's talking about. And how old is she? She's got to be like 45, 50?
No, she's 56.
Oh, there you go. 56 years old, and this woman is like interacting with Aaron, and she waits for him to get online all day long.
She's getting a work ethic.
Are you going live? Are you going live? Let's go. Hurry up. So come go watch.
Yeah. Like, man, you get this fan club, and like so much so that I'll even walk in the camera, and she's like, "Hey, Dee!" Like she's so excited. I don't know her from a hole in the ground, but she is there. And like I'm like, we gotta send this woman flowers because she's always there and she's always interacting. It's absolutely amazing to see these people that aren't even by you.
So,
and when you do those lives, do you have a set subject or you just like throw it out and then people just ask?
So when I go live, I will have I'll have a sticker. How much time do I have? Can we go? a little bit?
We'll wing it, yeah.
Wing it?
Don't worry about it, yeah.
Okay.
We'll push things back.
All right. I'm not gonna actually go live. I'm just gonna show you guys like what it looks like. And
Can
you
you
guys
screen
just
share
pass
on
my phone around.
Can you screen share on your computer? Does that work or not?
Well, this isn't my computer. I can share on that computer, but I'll just pass the phone around. Don't worry too much. All right. So typically, what you guys will see, this is what people will see. Right now, obviously, my face will be there. Right here, you can pass it around. So that's literally what they'll have. So the background will be transparent, so you can see behind me or whatever. So I would just have a title to my live, just like I'm a women's fat loss coach. Ask me anything. Macros, fat loss, mindset, right? I don't have a subject of like today we're talking about seed oils and like no. It's just a general kind of like hey, this is what it's about. Because people are, if you think about lives, people aren't like searching out a fitness live, right? It's usually people are scrolling through the For You page, scrolling through social media, and they're just like, oh, what is this? Right, so you got like a couple seconds to capture someone's like, well, what is this? What is this guy talking about? Right, so just have a little title, just know like who I am, and then people start dropping questions. Now, the more times you do this, the more regulars will show up. So I've got like Bev. I've got, if you guys would look through that, would have looked through the client, that list of people that are reviewing, like I have a half of them are clients, and they've already paid, and they're still watching me for like 2-3 hours. I'm like, do you guys not get enough of me? Because you can do check-ins, you're already here, you're paying, but they're still on lives, and they're just like, yeah, man, no, I just play it in the background. I'm cleaning my house, I'm at work, especially in my ear. Okay, so you have a community, you have like people that are just gonna literally like, I'm here for your take, right? I'm here for your opinion, I'm here for you to put someone down. Like sometimes I'll get stupid questions, and I'll be like, that's fucking stupid. You're an idiot, right? Sometimes I'm a women's fat loss coach, right? So I'll get a lot of, what do you know? You're a man. Like, what's this? What do you know about women's bodies? And we'll go off on that. Or sometimes we'll talk random shit, politics, whatever, right? But you'll get to know me and how I answer questions. And people are like, oh, okay, I like your style, like your, that just ingratiates them to me. So that makes me really sticky in their head. So when they are ready to pull the trigger, is it gonna be me? Is it gonna be the girl that was in the tight brights and her ass is up? She might look really good and she might be the body goals, but I have the brand. I'm the one that is in her mind saying, hey, track your food. Don't cut out that, eat this, they're hearing my voice, not her piece of content. Right, so that's kind of the point. So this is like just more stats and like lives of the last 60 days, because it's as far as they'll let you go back. It's like 38 hours. That's how much time I put into it. Right now, over 2 months, it's not that much time, but I've got 428 new followers. You're like, well, that doesn't sound that great, right? Like 428, but that's 428 people that are like, dude, I just watched you for like an hour. I watched you for 4 hours. I've certainly reached 7 hours of content in that 7-hour rule with some people over the last 2 months. And I've got a lot of comments. I've got a lot of people asking questions constantly, right? It's 3,500 questions that I've answered. So when you're struggling for content, you're just like wondering, what do I say? How do I answer? What do I do? 3,500 times I've answered a question. That's why it's really easy to have a brand and be yourself when you've said the same thing 3,500 times in 60 days. Right, so it's just a way to be very consistent, and then you can see, kind of insights. 81% of the viewers are female. Right in my niche, 35 years old, 25, 34 generally, 32% of them. The others are going to be a little older, right? Most of them from the United States. So, did you have a?
I do. Are you just going live on TikTok, or are you going multiple platforms?
Just TikTok. Okay. Just TikTok. I mean, because it's just my phone.
And do you have like a scheduled where you do it at the same time every day, so people are like waiting for you, or?
General range, like you'll have to experiment. I usually will do it between like 11 and 1, or I'll do it between 3 to like 4:35. Right, so it's usually East Coast lunchtime, or it's West Coast first thing in the morning.
Gotcha.
Or West Coast lunchtime. And I find that one right now is working a little better.
And how do you break this down? It's like time committed. So how long does it take you to answer like 3,500 questions? How long does it take you to like do anything?
Well, that's over like 60 days, not like all at one live. That would be crazy, but it just depends on the question, right? Sometimes it's just like, hey, I'm 25 years old. I just started my fitness journey. What should my macros be? All right, well, I'll have like a macro calculator. It's like, oh, you're 25, 250 pounds, 5'5". You should start with these calories, start with this protein goal, and get off to the races. And then sometimes that's all you'll hear about. And sometimes go, whoa, I have same stats. Why that much food? That's crazy. Why would we do that? You know, and then you'll have just follow-up questions, or it'll just keep kind of spiraling from there.
I should have asked a better question, sorry. Not just regards to answering the questions. You might even say, but like, how much time do you commit to like the social media? Like,
how much time do I put into social media, like on a day-to-day basis?
Day-to-day, week-to-week?
Probably 3 to 4 hours, a day.
Yeah.
Like not just lives,
a day,
right?
3 to 4 hours a day.
Yeah, like that's the money.
Okay.
Right? Everything else is secondary to me, right? Sales, like DM, sales calls, client calls, like these are important, right? They're obviously, you can't really have a business without them. But at the end, this is the front end. This is like where the money comes from. The more leads I have, the more at-bats I have, the more sales calls I can book in from my social media, the easier other shit becomes, right? I spend that much time because I can afford to hire 3 coaches. So I don't really have to worry about the irritating lady that won't track her food. So all right, well, that's your job. You focus on that, right? I don't need to spend half my day finding a way to like convince her to do that anymore. Does that make sense? I will ignore everything else to get this right.
Yeah.
Like everything outside of a sales call. Well, yeah.
Any specific reason why TikTok versus IG or Facebook?
Good questions. Yeah. So TikTok, until who knows what they'll do before they ban it in the U.S. again, but it has a better organic reach. It's easier to be seen, and I find that TikTok has a more raw preference in terms of content, right? So you can just pick up your phone and just like, hey, this is my 4 tips, or this is my, whatever the piece is, and it's easier to go viral there with that kind of content versus Instagram's a little bit older of a platform. It needs to be a little bit more polished, a little bit more edited. You can still obviously have your brand, but I found that it requires a little bit more thought into it, right? So I liked TikTok for that.
So secondary to that, is most of your content usually on TikTok then, and you kind of centralize that, or
Yeah, so I'm gonna get to that, but it's like you want to get very good at one platform, and you want to like redistribute it to the others. You don't want to try to be a master at Instagram, a master at TikTok, a master at Facebook, a master at LinkedIn, all at once. Eventually, yes, but think of it like fitness, right? You start off with the basic compound movements, machines, free weights, and then eventually you can get into other shit. You can do Pilates and all that other crap, but it's just like one thing, be really good at that one thing, and just understand that platform like to a T. This is, I like know this inside and out. I know how to go viral. I know how to reach people. I know what content performs best. I know what times to post. I know what my audience likes. They know what to see me. If you understand that, everything else you can build on, right? So when it comes to creating content, right, you want to make sure you're creating content that builds trust, right? So building trust means like you want to obviously show off your transformations. You want to make sure people are like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. This lady knows what she's talking about. She doesn't have proof that you are who you say you are. So it could be obviously personal transformation, right, or client transformations. Share your tips, but keep it stupid simple, right? This way, this guy that has a hate on Canada right now. He's I don't particularly like him, but he's very good at social media because he talks like a 6th grader. He dumbs it down. He doesn't try to impress you with big words. Maybe he doesn't know them. Regardless, it's just easily translated and it's easily heard, right? So the way you talk and the easier it is for me to understand what the hell are you trying to say, the better it is. Certainly there are guys that are like super science heads, like Lane Norton and all those kind of guys. Certainly, if you want to go that route, like, you know, that's fine. But most people that are paying your bills don't give a fuck, right? And you have to find a way to like take that concept and bring it to their level. So personal branding is also taking a very complex topic or complex to your client and really simplifying it down to this is why you don't skip breakfast. They don't need to know about cortisol spikes and glucose and all this kind of stuff yet, right? Just tell me why, or give me your reasons why, or whatever your take on nutrition and stuff is, right? So building a proper brand will allow you to have a lot more people to talk to, all right? This is one video. Don't make it perfect. This is one video I was making, and my son just like walked in the video, and then he was talking to me, and so I was like, all right, man, and I picked him up, and then we carried on with the video, and I was just talking about breakfast. Yeah, it's still going. I posted this last year, January 19th, 2024. It's still going. It still gets comments every day.
This is one of my favorite videos, by the way.
And it's for a free download. That's it. It's like it's the easiest thing to make, which is just I'm picking a topic. This particular topic was, ladies, two eggs for breakfast isn't a high protein breakfast, right? I'm gonna give you 10 high protein recipes. My son interrupted the video, so I'm showing off like, hey, I'm a dad, right? So that's
a short video, not a live, right?
This is a video. This is just a video, 44 seconds, right? That's it, and it's been pumping fucking leads all for a year and more, right? So it's got 3.1 million views, 44,000 saves. It's got this many shares. That's what a share is. So 3,200 shares, 1,900 comments. All those comments are send me the download, send me the download, send me the download. All of those are leads for my VA to reach out to. Every single one, right? Obviously, we're not going to convert all of them, right? But it's just more opportunities because I'm branding myself. I'm calling out a particular problem and I'm bringing my personality to it. In that particular sense, it was just my kids, but you get the point. So tracking your metrics is really important, just so you guys can understand. Okay, well, what's working, what's not working, right? Don't just post and just fucking hope and just we go viral today. You want to make sure you're just like, what is working? So I know that women, my audience, hey, you guys like talking about breakfast and recipes. I'm not gonna put my ass in the gym and make, this is how you do a proper, squat. Like, I'm not gonna do that now because they just told me what they want to see from me. I'm gonna double down, I'm gonna triple down, I'm gonna quadruple down on that exact same topic. I'm gonna do it 10 times over and they're gonna like it. And they're gonna keep downloading it and they're gonna keep watching me because I'm gonna keep doing the thing that they told me they like, right? So that's why it's important for you guys to pay attention to your metrics. Pay attention to the comments, the shares, the saves, and don't overthink it. Most of us think, well, I already did that video. I already posted that topic. And then we just kind of move the fuck on, right? What else did I do today? No. Again. And then again. And then do it again. And then do it again, right? So literally, I've done the same live for a year. This is the same fucking live. It's the same sticker. It's the same thing for hundreds of hours a year. Nothing. I'm not doing anything new, and people will watch it for 2 hours, and that's when I'm like, I don't even want to listen to me this much. That's crazy that you guys want to listen to me 2 hours a day, every day. It's the same thing. They're into it, so whatever. Building a brand also comes down to documenting and knowing your enemy. All right. Technically, we're all friends. Some of us compete, right, in different audiences, and you should know your enemy, right? So that would be other people in this room. What is working for them? Why did it work for them? How did it work for them? Study this shit. So when you guys are like, who asked the question, how much time do you put into your social media a day? That is part of what I'm doing. It's not just filming myself and talking into a phone. It is also studying my competitors. Looking at their popular videos, breaking down their hooks, breaking down their video structure. How long did it last? What music did they use? What was the lighting? Like, I'm taking this shit down to a science, and I'm gonna be like, okay, cool, that's how that works. I'm not gonna steal it and just copy it word for word. I'm gonna now try to recreate it my own way. Right, so there are tools and extensions to use. I don't know if this is gonna work, James. I'm gonna try.
Sucker.
Alright. Alright, well look at I'll show you guys later. But it's a tool that I made.
What's access except for your phone number.
Can I do it?
Yeah.
True.
This is the good stuff, man.
So
I want to see.
So this is a tool that I made, right? So, but it helps me understand what is good and what to do, right? Because I
James
am
is like bingo. It's mine now.
okay. So
Yeah.
this is so I did research, right? These are some of my biggest competitors. Okay, so that's just their usernames. Now what this does is it looks at, okay, this was their best performing pieces of content. Okay, so we all, let's see, so it pulls it in. This is like, obviously you guys don't need to do this, all right? This is me being a little extra. Okay, you don't need to do this to get started, so please don't feel like, oh man, if I don't have this, like, oh, I won't ever go viral. This is certainly something I did late last year, okay? But what it helps me do is just it helps me pull content, pull my competitors' content. There's an algorithm, it grades their score. It just gives them a score. I'm like, hey, this was their best piece. This is something that was really viral. You should fucking look at this. And then it helps, what it'll do is if I wanted to, it'll look at it, it'll download their script of what they did, and then ChatGPT will rewrite it for me. It'll tell me exactly what I'm right? This is like, this is scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, scene 4. It'll give me a complete script. I can obviously say like, yes, no, I don't want it. But yeah, so like there's tools like that. I made that. That's a little.
Automated? Like you just.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
automated.
some OCD.
Do you sell it? How much?
That's automated. So that's something like
That's what we're working
I
on.
spent a couple weekends of like my life just like, how the fuck do I figure this out? I wanted a tool like that. So, but yes, all I have to do is put in their usernames of who I want, and then it pulls the data, and then I just kind of go through and pick what I want. Now, this is something that's something I built, and I think that's a separate conversation for another day. This is just another tool, you guys. It's totally free. It's a Chrome extension. Okay, you can take this, you'll add it to your Chrome, and if you go on Instagram, it works for Instagram, not for TikTok right now. But you can go onto your competitor's page, right? It only works on the browser, so not on your phone, and you'll be able to just rank their content. So go on to who's a big fitness person you guys like? Who's like
Christian Guzman.
Okay, Christian Guzman. Okay, so Guzman was a competitor. I would go on Guzman's Instagram page, and then using this extension, it would just say rank his content by likes or shares or views, and then all this content, even if it was 5 years old, it would just pull it to the top. So like, this is his most liked post, and you could say, I like that. I don't like it. I liked it. I'm gonna recreate it. Now, why I liked it or whatever, it's totally up to you. But it's a tool, right? So you're studying your competition, and you're trying to figure out what the fuck did they do. Instead of you sitting there trying to like scratch your brain, like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? Someone's already done it. Just study it. So all this stuff that I'm talking to you guys about, it's not like I'm some savant and I just was like in a basement, just like, It's literally I had to just look at someone else and be like, okay, that guy's not better than me. That girl's not better than me. They're certainly not smarter than me. How the fuck are they doing this? And it's just breaking it down to a science. So that is, another tool you could use is, which is kind of free. I think it's kind of free. It's unlimited to just this one. So you guys can check that one out. Okay? So, getting better at your craft, getting better at social media is the reason why you will either last 10 years, 15 years, 20 years in the business, or you will be working for Good Life, LA Fitness, or somewhere else. If you don't you'll get lapped real quick. We're all kind of getting old, right? All of us are, we're not going to be young forever. So you gotta be able to adapt, right? You can't just be going off of looks and how fit you are all the time. So getting good at this stuff is really important. So if I were you, I would post 2 times a day. That doesn't mean 2 unique reels a day. Sometimes it could mean a story I post. It could be a post in an email. It could be anything. But doing this a little bit more frequently and just adhering to that is a framework that will make sense. Yes, even on the weekends, just like I have to post. I have to do this, otherwise it's just gonna be this irritating, oh God, okay, what do I post about? What do I do today? I haven't really thought about it. Okay, so getting better at your craft will allow you to figure out, what am I saying? Is it working? How good can it work? Did that, it's really gonna help you figure out what's happening. Again, that's why I like doing lives, because I can say a lot of shit. I can say a lot of different hooks and a lot of the different topic contents, and I can see, oh, did you like that? Was that engaging? Was that not? And I'll get instant feedback.
On the lives, let's say it's your first live, would you like wait until people ask questions, or first, like the first 2-3 lives you would have like a subject and stuff?
For your first month of lives, expect it to be you talking to your fucking wall, right? It's gonna be terrible.
Yeah.
Just fully expect it, right?
Okay.
Now, if it happens to be better, it's good, but yeah, there's still gonna be lives where sometimes it's like 10-15 minutes where I'm just like talking to myself. Like there's not a lot of engagement, there's not a lot of people there, but that's okay. So then if it's like empty, I will rattle off a couple client stories. I was talking to this client today, this is that and the other, and this is the problem, this is the solution, this is that. All right, this is a common thing I saw today, where I'm seeing in my inbox, just talking, right? Maybe something like, this is my leg day, I'm taking you through my entire workout. This is sometimes I'll turn my phone into my screen. Like, hey guys, this is my body fat calculator, right? Who wants to get their body fat calculated? And then you'll have like someone chime in, they'll give me some measurements, and then they're like, okay, here's your body fat percentage. Here's what it means, here's what it is. It's just like sparks. So sometimes it'll be crickets. Even today, I still struggle with that sometimes. That's okay, right? I know Dee shared this with you guys yesterday. I was a DJ for 10 years. And so at the beginning of the night, right, in a bar, it's empty. It's dead. There's nobody in there. It's your job to like warm it up and get people like in there dancing, drinking, and then build up the scene. That also helped. It's just being used to having nothing, and then you're just like, okay, cool. Let's just get into it. So,
What was your DJ name?
Double A.
Oh.
Let's go.
Yeah, I did. You're not supposed to give yourself your own DJ name, so I'll tell you guys the story about that later. But people love messy, real, and relatable. I know I was talking to a few of you guys yesterday, and a lot of people.
You got some resistance for PCOS, you better put that.
Okay, I'm gonna play that later. But people like messy, real, relatable. Right? That is the trend. It's a very particular type of woman with PCOS. And we're talking about fruit. Now, you guys, I'm just talking about how, I'm just playing off of how people keep saying fruit is bad.
And it's sarcasm.
Right? I'm being very sarcastic about this video, and it triggered people. They're like, oh, I was about to fight you, right? And as you can see, like, it's not a great looking video, and I'm actually walking around, I'm trying to get ready, because I'm supposed to be going to meet my kids for gymnastics. Like, so I'm see, I'm like putting my shades on. I'm gonna have my jacket on soon. That's it. There was no script, it was just, you can see, I'm getting ready. So I'm just literally like, this is the top of my mind, because it came up on live. Because someone was asking me about fruit. So I made a video addressing it, being my sarcastic self. That was my brain. And that is still, today, getting comments. It's still today, 3 months later, generating leads. Right? So it doesn't have to be great. Like my hair is all over the place. Like, look at me, I look terrible. But I'm like, yeah. It's ridiculous. But so you don't overthink it, is my point. Don't overthink it. Just pick up the phone and or the camera, whatever you got, and make the post. Okay? So show behind the scenes stuff, batch create your content if you can. Share clips of your workouts, your meals, just like you said, I was walking around my house. I had a client, a couple women comment on a video. They're like, hey, we really appreciate that you did this video in your living room. I was doing like a RDL video in my living room. There was like, all my kids' toys were being on me. It was fucking messy, right? And just before I did the video, I just like kicked a whole bunch of balls out of the way. And everyone was like, hey, I really appreciate you did this in your messy living room. It kind of makes you normal. It's like, cool. That's part of the brand. It's like, I'm a dad. It's messy here. That's gonna help me connect with a mom or a woman that had kids. Maybe she's a little older, right? Again, it's gonna help me stand out better than some other big jack guy with massive legs. No offense, right? Who she was like, well, he's got way bigger fucking legs. Like, shouldn't I take his advice? Yeah, I mean, yeah, you should. Like on a one-to-one level, yeah, you should. But you kind of like me better though, right? And why? Is it because he's bad and I'm good? No, it's because you like my personality. You like, oh, he's okay. I can see he's like got kids, right? So, batch creating your content. It's not something I do a lot of right now because I have put in thousands of hours and I don't have to. I think for you guys that are having trouble being consistent with your posting and stuff, it's a good idea to try to batch create a bunch of content and post it and like then batch create it and post it. So it's like meal prep, right? There's certainly gonna be content you're gonna create and then not like and then post it and then be like, that fucking flop. But the more you just get used to posting and being consistent and doing it 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times a day, however many times you commit to, the better it is. Right, but you just need more at-bats, so that is, you know, my tip. And plan out your content colors. All right, so again, I was talking to you guys about this yesterday, some of you, but it's easy. It's a lot easier than you think. You don't have to go live to do this. I got a lot of my ideas from lives. Just interview clients right now. Like, no, seriously interview. Like this is something actually D handled for me. That's nice. You know, she created like an interview sheet. And we were just like, okay, obviously what are your struggles, you know, that kind of stuff. But it was also, what do you listen to? What kind of music do you listen to? You know, who else do you follow, like on social media? What kind of TV shows do you watch? Or what kind of clothes do you buy? Where do you shop? What are things you believe in? Like, are you religious? Do you believe in, are you like a little bit more conservative? Are you a liberal? Are you, you know, like actually understand like your client, like toward deep dark soul. Like actually try to like figure out what this person is, like the gross stuff, right? Like I mean the dark stuff. So interview clients, look through your sales call notes, write down exactly what they say and their pain points. Okay, so if you guys will go through my TikTok, you'll hear me saying a lot of like off the kind of out of pocket shit, right? It's like, oh, that's a little colorful. My mom doesn't like it, but I say that stuff because I literally word for word will take exactly what a woman has told me and then say it right back to her on camera. So I had a client who said, I really want to lose weight because I'm tired of not being able to see my coochie when I sit down to pee. Well, that was legit. I was like, all right, well, cool. All right, that's where you went with that one, so cool. But anyway, I took that and I made that a video. I literally said that word for word in the video. And that is like, how the fuck did you know that? Now that's a desire. Like, everyone wants a nice booty, right? But that one is like, okay, that guy stands out now. That's he knows what I'm really feeling.
It's relatable.
That brand, that is like, he knows. How does he know? I wonder what else he's got. I should sign up for his email newsletter. I should get his download. I should come to his live. I should ask more questions. I should comment on this. He DM'd me. Wow. Do you know how many people I've DM'd and they're just like, holy shit, you want to talk to me? That's literally the only reason they booked a call. Like, why are you on this call? Well, you DM'd me. I know. Yeah, but why did you say yes? Well, because I never thought someone would actually care enough to ask me what my problem was. Oh, okay, well, here we are. But they were here because of something that was very like targeted, very like thing. So I know we were talking about this yesterday, Mark and I. A lot of people are confused with branding and content pillars and niching down. And like, well, should I be targeting 35-year-old women that are 50, you know, and they want to lose weight and they have bad knees? It's like, you could. That is a niche, sir. But your brand, your niche is more like how you handle the problem. What is your take on nutrition, and what is your like personal tone, belief system around your approach? We all probably have the same approach. Hey, calorie deficit, go fucking starve yourself. Don't be a dumbass. All right, cool. Now how you say that, how I say that, that's the brand. Okay, so interview your clients, look through your sales calls and notes, Google. This one's real easy. I'll show you guys a quick little trick, and then I don't know, we'll probably run over time, but how to lose belly fat. Okay. All right. So 8 ways to lose belly fat. Okay. Do you see this? People who also ask. Okay. Click that. Okay. All right. What burns most belly fat? Okay. Aerobics. Do you see how it went down? It just generated more questions. What drink can I drink to burn most belly fat? Okay. Keeps going. What's the number one fat loss drink? Okay. Keep going. Keep going. You're gonna do that 30, 40 times. And you're gonna write all that shit down, and then you're gonna answer it. Can walking reduce belly fat? Yes, obviously. We know the answers to these questions. But now you make a video and you answer it in your own way. Okay? Where we at? Cool. And then hooks. Obviously, you got 3 seconds. As you can tell, I like making outlandish. I wouldn't say outlandish, but just very like I said, out of pocket hooks. So the hook for that last video was put the fruit down. Well, why? Why do I have to put the fruit down, right? And I'm moving them and talking. Okay, so that's the hook. A hook doesn't have to be some brilliant statement. Sometimes it's just the fact that you're walking in camera. Sometimes it's the fact that there's text popped up on the screen. Sometimes it's a noise. It's you drinking a drink. If you study actual influencers and viral, they're always like millions of views. Study what they actually do. Like what do a lot of the ladies do? They're pouring something in a cup, they're tapping their fingernails on something, they're putting their makeup on. Those are hooks. No, it's like, oh, what are you doing? Grabbing my attention. You have to be good at that stuff. You can't just stand there just like, here's my 3 tips for getting into a calorie deficit, and it's protein, it's 1 gram per pound of body weight. It's like, all right, I heard. You know, it's weird. It's been done before. So, you know, understand what hooks are and help that with your structure. And yeah, like I said, don't forget about visual hooks, audio, music. These are not things that I think you really need to like. Don't like, oh man, like I don't get this hook right. Like I can't make this post. The only way you really figure out what a good hook is for you is if you post a lot, right? So if you do this 2 times a day, 3 times a day, you will start to get really good at coming up with hooks and getting better. You're gonna fail for the next 30 days, 100%. And usually the way that Dee and I look at our content is what we're doing right now, the content I'm putting out right now is for sales in April. It's not for people, like certainly there's gonna be like, who needs help, polls, that kind of stuff. But this really isn't for now, it's for spring, all right? When I'm posting in March, that's all my summer sales, right? So you just like keep looking at it as future, and you're building up a pipeline of leads that are constantly coming in. So every month, and so what the sales we're making this month, that's from October, November, all that content I put out. So if you guys find that like, oh, I had this big spurt of like, I had this nice, influx of leads and sales, it was great, and it all fucking died. You probably could trace that back to 2-3 months before when you're just like, oh, I had this great burst of like content or something happened when I was really kind of like out there, and then it just died off. I just stopped, whatever happened. And then it didn't really show up the next month, the month after. It's like 3 months later, you're just like, oh, I don't understand. What's going on? Am I bad at sales? Do people hate me? Do I smell? It's like, no, it's just 3 months ago you stopped posting. Now it's hitting you in the pocket, right? So anyway, you guys could obviously steal this ChatGPT prompt if you want, just to, again, help you with attracting or figuring out content ideals. And I'm sure James will send this to you guys.
Just in case,
Yeah.
Just a quick question about the lives.
Yep.
You said, you said 30 days or 60 days.
Mhm.
How long would you expect, different for everyone I imagine, how long would you expect to gain some traction if you're going live on TikTok consistently?
So lives are like, it's like the icing on the cake, right? Lives won't really work that well if you're not posting constantly, right? You might get a like, oh, it was right time, right place, people just happen to fall into my room type of thing. But it's kind of like underpinned with, well, how consistently are you showing up every day? So the more you're posting, the quicker the lives will gain traction, right? So I started doing lives as soon as I was like, you have to, I think you have to have 1,000 followers on TikTok. I think it's 1,000. Yeah. I don't know how much it is for Instagram, but as soon as I crossed that 1,000 threshold, I started doing some lives. Right? And one of the benefits of doing lives is, I think on all platforms, so Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, is when you are live, that platform is also pushing out your content. It's trying to get it to the For You page or the Explore page a little bit more aggressively. So I will try to post a live, or post a video, and same day go live, and you will immediately see like I got a better uplift in terms of impressions and views than had I just posted it and then just ghosted for the day, right? So I will see like weekends content like, because I don't go live on weekends, family and whatnot, doesn't do as well as post and then an hour or two later go live, or post and immediately go live. You'll start to see a lot. So it kind of depends, but I would say just this quarter. So we got February, March. It's like April is when you should expect to see like, this is paying off. This is nice. If it happens before, obviously, great. But 60 days.
Was that your question, or was it how long on a live does it take to actually get engagement?
No,
That was the question.
Yeah, next.
Yeah. Right. And I think, yeah. So just pick your platform. Obviously, like I said before, don't like try to be a master of multiple things, because I think you'll probably drive James insane. You're just like, what's not happening? And he's like, stop doing too many things at once, dumbass. You know. So pick one, whatever that one is. I'm really good at TikTok. Doesn't mean you have to be TikTok. You're really good at Instagram. You've already got good engagement there. Double down on it, all right? Create lead magnets that people like and people want to see, because that is, like I showed you that viral post, that is what will drive people to your emails. That is what you will own, right? That is leads that you have forever. So from that one breakfast post, I think we got 8,000 emails. Right, we have 28,000, sorry, on a list. Right, TikTok shuts down tomorrow. I have 28,000 people I can still reach out to at any point in time. Right, so create lead magnets that make sense, that your clients actually are asking for, that your audience is actually asking for. How do you know they're asking for? Well, you ask them. What's your biggest struggle? Okay, well, let me solve one part of that. Okay, so and then leverage paid ads, but that's a James thing, so I'm not gonna talk about that because I don't even do that yet, but one day you could. Yeah, that's the email list. So this is like, yeah, just don't forget about it. I have 28,000 people on an email list. I just have a targeted list, kind of like who's engaged with my content over the last 60 days. Out of the 10,000 people we deliver that to, 64% open rate. So that's like, when I send out an email, say, hey, who's interested? Go follow me, go buy my shit, go book a call. 6,800 people like, open it on a daily basis. It's cool. Yeah, so this is just how I imagine this whole process works. And so I'm not just posting just to post. You post because it helps you get sales. This is like a sales funnel. This is why it's important to build a brand, because people will follow you from your short form content, something a bit more longer, some a bit more longer like an email, Facebook group, whatever the case is, and eventually you can ask them for money. Alright, so that is, okay, go ahead. Cool. And yeah. And I think I already covered this topic. Consistency is king. Don't need to go over that. And that's the slide. Last one. Obviously, better personal branding, better social media, better understanding this stuff. More money. Don't want to understand it. Just want to spray and pray and post when you feel like it. Struggle city. Pretty good one. But anyway, that's my opinion. So, any questions?
I have a
Other question? Yeah.
Do you ever post anything besides videos?
Yeah. So, I will do.
Sorry, I don't understand.
So I'll send out 5 emails a week. I will do probably 1 story a day on Instagram. We'll do a reel, a TikTok, and then maybe one or 2 carousels a week.
Okay. No still photos or anything?
Yeah, and then threads. I'll
Yeah.
I'll post them on threads as well. Yeah. So, no, I'm not making new content for every single platform. Right? Sometimes I do, but not really. It's just more like make the post and then repost it on other platforms. And then for threads, you just take the text and then take the transcript of your post them on threads. It's like a text post, right?
Email Monday to Friday?
Yeah, Monday to Friday. That's kind of going back to. What? Oh, slides. Here. All right. That's here. So it's like I have people that they saw me talk about fruit. They saw my son on that cute little post. Cool. They asked for the breakfast lead magnet. Awesome. Now I got their email. Now throughout the week, I'm gonna send them emails on things that I like to nurture them with, right? Or other lead magnets or content that overcomes sales objections or overcomes like mindset, like it shifts their mindset from, are you old? You're 45. You feel like you can't build a booty at 45, like here's a reason why, here's a client post, here's a transformation. Shit that like goes directly to their inbox, so it's like, that's also bringing people along the way that you guys won't see on social media, but they are, again, it's part of that 7-hour rule, right? So they've read my email, they've got my download, they've got my couple reels, couple TikToks, they've been on my live. They've seen me 20 times before they've ever seen you, which is gonna help me win, right? So when I say you know what I mean, right? You.
Do you write your own emails?
Yeah.
He was writing one here yesterday.
So-
While everybody was talking.
I mean, for sure, you'll use like ChatGPT, and sometimes you'll use it for inspiration. I'm not above being, reliant on AI, but I'll also look at like emails in my inbox that I get from other brands or other things. It's like, oh, that was a cool email. I think I can take the structure of that and I can make it a fitness email. So, but yeah, all this is me until James tells me you gotta give it up, bro. So, hopefully not.
I just had one comment to make. There is I'm not sure how many you follow Gary Vee, but he's got
Yes.
called content tab.
Who?
Gary Vee.
Oh, yeah.
Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah.
So super helpful to break down like longer form content into smaller pieces. So if you're going from like YouTube, you can create into like reels, and from there you create into shorter videos, etc. But just repurposing your content just so you have more stuff too. If you don't go on lives or if you don't know what to post, just looking back at old things you've done before, screen recording it, chopping it up, making it different, like compiling it in different ways. Super helpful too.
It is helpful. It is true. That's why it's good to understand your own analytics, right? So you guys haven't done the exercise of, let me go through the last, 6 months, right, of my content, maybe the last year, just depending on how much you posted. Like, okay, let's go. What performed well, what fucking bombed? And what performed well relative to you, not like, oh, I didn't do 10 million, so this fucking sucked. Like just what did the best, and then what did I do? What was the subject? How did I handle it? Cool, do it again, right? Either just straight up repost it, or I'm just gonna recreate it. Or I'm gonna recreate it in a new and interesting way, right? Maybe I was standing there talking, now I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna do it in the gym, I'm gonna do it laying in my bed. I'm gonna do it with a song in the background, I'm gonna do it with my shirt off, or whatever. So it's like, just understand your shit that worked well, double down, understand your competitor shit that worked well, recreate it, and then bring your personality to it. You know, the one where you're going off on your clients are like, fucking, why are you paying me? You know, that version of you, the person that's like behind closed doors, that's the person you gotta put out on social media. That'll help you make a lot of money. So, cool. I think that was.
I was gonna say, how many of you guys have ever had a career in sales? No.
Well, sales part of
Okay,
it's awesome.
so
Selling dances.
yeah. Okay, so everything that Aaron and I have pretty much talked over the last 2 days is pipeline, and every pipeline is different. So he talks about the sale, getting to the sales call, and the pipeline of building that. Lewis talks about the pipeline in terms of that you're building in marketing. So you're taking that and feeding ads to deliver it to a pipeline. We're talking about organic pipeline in order to get it to the sales call, and I talked about the pipeline that now it's in your vision, they've paid, and what do you do with the remaining of that pipeline? Pipeline, reoccurring. It's going from the top of the funnel to be getting that person in your view, all the way to the payment, all the way to the end of fulfilling that client, and maybe again and again and again. Okay.
Guys, Aaron. Very good talk. Appreciate your time with that. Thank you. There's a lot of value to share. Guys, we're a little.